Hello and welcome to Season 3 of the Becoming Women podcast with me, your host, Ella Sims. My mission with this podcast is to support teenage girls as they navigate the ups and downs of growing up. In the next 8 episodes, I'll be speaking with an inspiring female guest and asking them what they learnt during their teenage years. This season, I'll be bringing you female specialists in activism, business owners, psychotherapy, mental health and well-being. By speaking with both professionals and inspiring independent women, each individual episode provides you with confidence, tools to handle any challenges you may face, and the reassurance that you are not alone and those tricky teenage years will pass. On this week's episode is Emma Pallant. Emma is a former Team GB athlete. She won the U23 European Cross Country, silver at World School Games and third at World Junior 1500 metres. The British athlete made the move to triathlon post-knee surgery in 2012 and has gone from strength to strength. In 2016, Emma started racing Ironman distances and won the IM70.3 UK and became World Duathlon Champion for the second year. More recently, Emma has gone on to achieve the World 70.3 silver, and last year in 2019 took 7 70.3 wins, 2 standard distance wins, and 16 podiums in total. Emma is currently based in South Africa with her fiancé, and when she's not busy training, she provides triathlon coaching and supports brands Hoka, Team BMC, Aftershokz and Precision Hydration. Hey thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
It's quite funny. I feel like this is going to be a really nice conversation because we haven't spoken in quite a while. But to give everyone who's listening an idea of how we know one another, you coached me for about, I think, 3 years in triathlon and duathlon. That's your specialism, and so that's how we know one another, and thank you so much for agreeing to be on the podcast.
Yeah, that was a good 3 years, and finished up with a World Champs Duathlon in Canada, but yeah, it was fun times, and thank you for having me.
And I think one of the main things I would like to chat with you about today is your sporting and athletic background and what that was like for you. So I know that you were racing and qualifying for Beijing and London Olympics. What was that like? Were you trying to balance that whilst being at school?
Yeah, so in the first, in the lead up to Beijing, I was kind of still at uni, and yeah, I think it actually coincided with maybe the first year of uni, so things were thankfully I was doing a physio degree, so it was very much interlinked with the sports department, and I had a scholarship there, so the University Brunel were really supportive kind of things, and when I was away I was still supported with some online like work and stuff so I could carry on with my lectures. But yeah, definitely the physio is pretty full on, like when you're on placements as well. It was very much kind of training early in the morning and late in the evening.
And did you feel like that added more pressure studying as well as training for your sporting career?
I think maybe because I'd always grown up kind of seeing my mum do the same thing. So obviously with us as kids, she had 3 kids and she was working as a doctor, and she was always busy, and I kind of I just thought, well, that's life, that's how you live it, like you should always have something to do. And I actually found it harder when I stopped uni and I didn't go straight into a physio job. I kind of thought, okay, I'll be a full-time runner and give this like a shot first, and yeah, it just didn't work for me. Within like a week I was like, just because you get up, you train, and then you'd be like, okay, what am I going to do for the rest of the day? So yeah, I kind of think I just love the structure of being busy all the time. But physio was a little bit physical, so it wasn't just a sitting down job. So I think maybe if it was more of a mental job, that would have like helped a little bit more with the training, because it would have then been like time off your body. But yeah, I definitely love working.
Yeah, you're definitely someone who likes to be busy and moving around and doing things. Do you have tips for students who know that they're interested in a sporting career, or they've got their eyes on a race that they want to do, whether that's just a local 10K or it's a county championship?
Yeah, definitely. I think a great thing, especially if you're at uni age, a great thing is that it gives you that social side as well. Like if you sign up at freshers to a sports club, it doesn't matter how seriously you take it. Kind of, you have the people that are super intense, that really like they want to be the best at the sport, and people that are just doing it to keep fit. But it kind of unites you all in the same place, and it's kind of, yeah, a great way to have a productive social life, and just to get more involved in the uni. And I think it really balances as well that studies, and just helps with being in a routine. Like if you've got like you're meeting people to train every week, and just yeah, it gets you ready for that routine of life that a lot of people will then have when they go to a job.
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of always wish that I'd got involved in sport a lot more at university, because you do get a great social life and you make good friendships and connections with people.
Yeah, definitely. And I think as well, there's that interlink between unis. You've always got like, there's always different types of competitions, and away weekends. And yeah, just you get so many strong friendships that will last like years beyond uni. And yeah, it's great for confidence. It's great for, just teaches you a lot of values in life, I think.
And when did you know you wanted to be a runner and to be competing in it?
Um, so I think probably when I was about 12, because when I was young, probably from the age of 6, like I always wanted to play every sport. My dad used to go for these early morning runs before work, or a Sunday morning run with a dog, and yeah, I always wanted to join in. And I just loved all sports really. And then I think probably I was going down to a running club 3 times a week. And probably I'd say when I was about 12, my coach said, like, if you want to be really good at one sport, then you got to commit to that sport. You got to pick it, and you got to put it before the other ones. And yeah, that just really appealed to me. I thought, okay, like, how good can I be if I just focus on one thing? And it probably all started from there, I think.
And what was the journey like after that point, from when you were 12?
Yeah, so I still would do other things, would do other sports, but I'd always just put my running first. And it was, there were highs and lows for sure. Kind of, I had knee surgery at the age of 18, and yeah, I had some really great moments, but then also kind of struggles with, yeah, things happening, injuries and disappointments. But honestly, looking back, like, I wouldn't change anything, because it's that journey of like, yeah, you have to learn how to lose. You have to learn how to take disappointments. You have to learn, just because you had the perfect build up and you put everything into it, it doesn't mean it will definitely kind of go to plan. But you got to be passionate and thrive on the chasing the goal, because it's the process that you get like all your satisfaction from, I think.
Yeah, that's the main thing, isn't it, within competing, and even the training as well, the sense of failure. So if you don't achieve the time that you were looking for, or the speed, or you didn't finish where you wanted to, it can be demotivating sometimes. How do you handle that?
Yeah, definitely. I think I probably very much changed, kind of from the young Emma to now, very much changed kind of how I view it, and how, like, now if I'm not hitting a goal or a target, I'm kind of thinking, okay, this is great, because this means it's hard enough. This means that the journey is going to be longer, that the thrill of the chase is going to be higher. And yeah, you're going to have to really work for this. But then if the goal's too crazy, you obviously need the short kind of the goals in between, the short-term goals that will build you up into that big goal. And I kind of feel like, yeah, maybe like when I was younger, I'd just think of one goal, like that would be the focus, and it's either, like you said, the black or the white, the success or the failure. Whereas now I'd say, yeah, it's just targets along the way. It's just things that keep you going. It's just thriving on every moment and being so appreciative of everything that does come, like really being in the moment. So all the good things and the highs, really just enjoying them. And then when things don't go the way that you want, just being able to say, hey, like in life, I've got the people around me that I love, that I tried my hardest for this and it didn't happen, but this just makes you a stronger person. And I really do, like, without sounding cheesy, it really does kind of, every time you don't hit what you want to hit, it does like help your character to keep building and digging in deeper. And yeah, just resetting another goal.
And picking yourself back up as well. It's I think it's fine to also maybe mope around for a few days, but then you can say, okay, right, what's next? What can I focus on?
Yeah, and also not feeling guilty for being upset, because if you're upset when it didn't go right, like there's no shame in that, because it just means that you really cared and you really put everything into it. But being able to talk about it, being able to say, like, man, I really tried for that. I thought that was going to happen and I didn't quite hit it. But just having people around you that will help you in that process and be like, hey, I saw how hard you worked and you're going to have another day. And yeah, just not being all kind of not going into yourself, which very much is what I did when I had my knee injury and when things weren't going well. From the injury point of view, I just tried to shut out all my friends from running. And yeah, ages ago, I would just try and do it alone. Whereas now I've learned, actually, it is, no matter how individual the sport might feel at the time, it is really a team effort of the commitment from your friends, your family, and yeah, sharing the highs and the lows.
I think what you said there about withdrawing from people after your injury at 18, it's quite natural to distance yourself from people. It's I guess in a way it's kind of like a form of protection. You go into protection mode, and this is the best way that I can handle it. So it's great to hear that, you know, that is normal and it's okay to do that, and you can come out the other side and keep fighting.
Yeah, and I think as well, it's that thing of, I don't want to drag people down with me. Like, I don't want the people around me to feel bad, and I also feel guilty because you feel like you've let them down. But really, the closest people around you, all they really care about is kind of you as a person and your happiness. And I think as well, remembering that at the time, that actually if they really care about you, then they want to help. And yeah, it's never like, nobody in this life is strong enough to do it alone. Like, everyone, no matter how much they don't think they need the emotional support, yeah, we all need it, and also we can all give it. So the same thing, that just means that you can then be there for them in their like tough times as well, and just brings you closer to people, I think.
Definitely. I think it's really nice speaking to you, and it's making me think about how often we were in touch during those 3 years that you were my coach, and every day or every other day there would be some form of contact, and you were always so positive. And I think you need that, whether it's someone who's coaching you or it's a family member or friend who's in touch with you often and giving you that encouragement, or you're just talking about something quite lighthearted.
Yeah, for sure. And that's just like what you said, it could be anything. It's just the human contact, the human side of things, to say, I'm not a robot, I'm a person. And yeah, just and I think that's a great thing about sport as well. It really does bring people closer together, which is, yeah, awesome.
And how are you training at the moment? You're in lockdown are you in South Africa at the moment?
Yeah. So lockdown in South Africa is definitely an experience. So the soldiers are out on the street, so you literally, like, you can't even walk kind of out of the housing bit. So you can drive to the shops, you can whiz around the supermarket and get your things, but that's it. So thankfully we're really, really fortunate. We have a turbo for the bike and a treadmill. So yeah, we've set up our little pain cave in the garage and just everything indoors. We have no access to a pool or anything, but I think that's most people at the moment. So just doing gym work for our arms, and then treadmill sessions and turbo sessions every day.
So that's the physical side. How are you helping sort of your mental health during that time? I don't know if you've been impacted you must have been impacted with races in this season.
So for sure, like, there are no races as such at the moment on my calendar. I think everything that I'd booked up has been cancelled, but I think it's just like I haven't struggled in the fact of, because I love training, I love the endorphins, and I actually struggle on taper weeks. So it's been like not it's more of having a routine and a structure so that you don't go mad, because literally you could bike, and now not a lot's going on, you could bike and run all day long. So for me it's just having that written down kind of structure of, okay, I'm doing this today, I'm doing this tomorrow, and having that easy is really easy and the hard is really hard, so that I don't over push or overtrain or burn out, because the next race could be 4 months away. So it's kind of just keeping a good balance, keeping everything healthy, and living with my fiancé and his housemate, and just keeping each other positive. And I think as well, it's almost because obviously the UK is locked down as well, everyone's had a lot more time, and I've just been talking more with my family, with my friends. Just a lot more time of, I don't know, I think just people are connecting a little bit more online, which is good for me, seeing as I'm quite far away.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everyone's having regular FaceTime, Skype and Zoom. So how do you plan your routine? Do you have any processes that you use that could be helpful for other people at this time?
Yeah, massively. So I like to have a similar structure. So the sessions are really different each day, but like a similar structure to the day. So when I first wake up, I quite like to do my key session. So I'll wake up, have a coffee, a bit of food, and then do my hardest session of the day first thing, and then just get some more food and sit and do some work. So coaching my athletes online. Talk to anyone that's kind of finding it hard, just make sure everyone's okay with their structure, and change things as need be. And then I normally do something like a yoga session, so something just to help recovery, so either yoga or stretching. Have a bit of lunch, then do a little bit more kind of emails and stuff, and then do my other sessions. So it's normally then an easier session. And then after that, just do a little bit of gym and arm work. And then, talk to people. It's normally evening by then, so we'll cook some dinner. And then we try and switch off kind of in the evening, just like relax, do something fun. The boys have got like the Xbox going, which I hope I don't get addicted to. I'm so far resisting. I mean, I'd rather get into a Netflix. I think that will be, far less addictive.
Yeah, there's plenty on there. I saw that you were doing group turbo sessions. Is that right?
Yes. So I'm doing. So we signed up to Zwift. Again, that was something that I never really. I'm not very good at the old technology side of things, but Jared set it all up. And then you can do Zwift races. So we've limited it. I'm only allowed to do one race a week. So sign up to a race a week, and then in between that, again, just to keep people motivated, we're kind of inviting people to do group rides on there. And yeah, just to get people signing in, logging in, and riding together, and get a bit of, as you would outside, just chatting along, and keeping the steady miles like a little bit more exciting.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. I might actually have to check it out myself.
Oh, I would well recommend it.
And there are two questions that I ask all guests. And the first one is, if you could advise your younger self anything, what would it be?
So a younger Emma, I would tell her just to listen to the body a little bit more. So I definitely would have been smarter, kind of everything that I advise people to do. I used to think that, I was Wonder Woman and I could train through anything and push through any injury, and I'd come out the other side stronger. Whereas, that's not the case. You've got one body, just treat it well, listen to it, back off when you need to back off, and go hard when you can go hard. And that's what I'd tell myself.
And if you could give a gift to all teenage girls around the world anything, what would it be?
Ooh, I would give the gift of just a passion for a sport. So I'd give them access to a sport that makes them happy, because I really do believe there is a sport out there, something active out there that everyone would enjoy, that like unique to the person. It doesn't matter what it is. Like some people love dancing, some people running, cycling, whatever it is. I think there's something out there for everyone. So I would give them the ability to find that thing. And hopefully that would bring happiness to their life.
I think that's really lovely. I think you're right that there is something for everyone, and it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter whether you think you're any good at it or not. It's just it brings you pure enjoyment.
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing. Well, thank you, Emma, so much for today.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for listening to Becoming Women with me, Ella Sims. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please follow me on Twitter or Instagram, or visit www.becomingwomen.com. I'd love it if you could please share this podcast with anyone you know who would enjoy listening to it. And if you are a young girl, I'd love to hear your feedback on today's episode, so feel free to send me a DM. See you next week.